that's what Christopher Nolan has done, is that he's balanced it out by putting in a lot of emotion for the Bruce Wayne character. Instead of making him like this guy who is a pretty boy running around town, rich billionaire talking shit to people. We get to see that.
You do know that Bruce Wayne is never actually that guy, right? That's like just in every incarnation. That's always just a pose he.
But that's what I'm saying. That he doesn't rely on even that pose in these kind of movies. We get to see the side of Bruce Wayne that is serious, that is somewhat even demented sometimes.
See, that is one thing that's sort of been lacking from the Christopher Nolan movies, is where we see how, well, as words you use, demented Bruce Wayne can be. More like obsessed. Mm-hmm. Like so far in these, he's actually been fairly sane. I mean, as far as sane as a guy who puts on a bat suit and fights crime. But he's rich and he's motivated. You can almost go like, hey, if I had the resources, I'd do that. He makes it look cool.
Hey,
really?
Ron Paul, listen up. It's a better chance of you being Batman than being president.
I'm actually surprised that you say that, because I honestly see a lot of I think it's like a struggle watching these movies, at least with the Bruce Wayne character, for him not to really be who he is. Especially dealing with the people he has to deal with, like his coworkers at work, where
he's the boss. He doesn't have coworkers.
He's kind of at least in the first movie, he kind of took a back.
He has to hold up appearances as running the company.
Yeah,
sure.
Where he's kind of let Lucius run the place. So but the thing is, at least I get, especially with that second one, it seemed like he was like really fighting, with his persona and just the demons, like where he feels like he's gone too far, especially in the fact when he realized that he's killed his childhood friend, or he puts on that guilt on himself.
Well, I don't know, because it seemed like every time he was so focused on, I don't want to go too far. Like, yes, I can run over the Joker now, but I don't want to I don't want to cross that line. Whereas I'm used to a Batman who's already crossed that line, and other people have to tell him like, hey, you need to chill out. And he's like, what? I'm doing what I got to do. It doesn't even occur to him that he's gone too far. He's pushed himself.
I guess you're right. That we don't see a diminished side to Batman. We just see like a conflict within himself, as should he continue to be this person, or should he pull back? How much is he hurting and how much is he helping? But
maybe I wonder if this will be the thing that pushes him to that point.
Yeah, maybe I'm misinterpreting the idea of demented, because I don't want to see him become an insane psychopath. I mean,
well, naturally,
yeah. I don't want a psychopath either. It's just like in the Bruce Timm animated series, I thought he struck a really good balance, because most of the time Batman seemed sane, but there were those times, and usually whenever Dick Grayson was around, to kind of look at him and go like, shit, dude. I don't want to grow up to be you.
Well, the thing with that is like they had like 200 episodes to explore that.
Yeah,
this is only 3 movies, and you got to cut out, you got to trim that fat.
Both of the films so far have been very much still Batman origin stories of like explaining how he gets to be the Batman that the world is more familiar with. The Batman is an established part of Gotham City that the police tolerate, and yada yada. Yeah. And like at the end of part 2, spoilers, anyone, the cops are all looking for him, right? Which is something that definitely happens early on in Batman's history as well. So part 3 has to be a resolution of that, a sort of. I mean, they're not going to kill him. I'm sorry, they're just not.
That's been that whole discussion of is Batman going to get his back broken and die in this movie from Bane? I was like, no, fuck, are you fucking crazy?
DC will not allow it.
No. Come back tomorrow, same Bat channel, same Bat time.
DC didn't even allow them to do that with the cartoon, which I think I take that back. DC actually asked Bruce Timm, like, can you find some way to end Batman so we can go do something else? And they're like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to kill Batman.
It doesn't need an end.
And it was only done in a cartoon. But
I think here what we're looking at is like him evolving into the Batman that is the one that we can comfortably end the series with, knowing that he will be there. He is the knight, and that the cops are cool with it. So, what are you going to do? I think it's getting to that point, and that's the question. How is Nolan in his more realistic universe going to make that where we all buy that? That's plausible that world happens. I can't help but wonder if maybe he's going to change things around enough so the world knows, because he does like to change certain elements up. If they change it so the world knows who Bruce Wayne is, that he's Batman, because, spoiler, because the whole thing with him in jail, what if he voluntarily goes to jail as part of his confusion? Like, the cops are hunting for me and I'm supposed to be the side of the law. Maybe I should turn myself in.
You know what I think is going to happen at the end? I think it's going to be that that Gotham is cool with Batman, but it's a fragile balance. Like, how long can that last?
Yeah. Sure.
And with that ending shot with all those Batmobiles charged, like I haven't heard the theories about Bane, commandeering those vehicles or what, but it looked like, okay, this is like Batman going to war.
Right.
I mean, it looked fucking insane. It got me pumped. I mean, looking at those shots, I told you before, I mean, it looked like just the vehicles, because I know it was all practical. They didn't do CG for those scenes.
Yeah.
But I was just like, wow, I have no idea where they're going to take it. But they're introducing a flying Batmobile, which I'm like, you know what? When it comes time to thinking about, okay, what are we going to do with Batman now? I'm like, you just did it. Do a fucking Batman Beyond movie already, and that will steer people away from comparing Batman to any incarnation that's happened before. You can go on a whole new route with new characters and do your own thing.
Well, you're right about
be
that.
worried about that.
You could even do have another director set in who has a similar tone to what Nolan was doing, but have it be Batman Beyond, like 50 years later, and even then you could have an aged Christian Bale make a cameo early on,
well,
the passing of the torch.
You got Talia.
Clint Eastwood.
You just end with her being pregnant, and then the next movie starts out with Damian Wayne.
I really feel like that this is a chapter of Batman that's been a good graphic novel, and they should shut it and leave it alone. And move on, for better or for worse. Move on to whatever the next version of Batman is going to be.
Corey, you're
cinematically.
leaving money on the table. What you do is you start a series on the WB starring Tom Welling as Bruce Wayne.
Hey, that was
no, you do not.
Originally, it was supposed to be a young Batman.
Right.
Then they considered it untenable to do. But like in the production notes were, maybe we should have Superman appear at some point, and they just took those notes and developed Smallville.
I don't know. I don't know. There was some point where I don't know how true it is, but somebody had a call sheet for the last Batman movie. Where Tom Welling was on the call sheet, and people were saying that he was going to make a cameo, just a real brief, him interviewing Bruce Wayne for a second as Clark Kent, but because they actually had a call sheet, it said Warner Brothers had Tom. I'm sure somebody could find it on the internet, and it said Tom Welling, but I guess
that was Photoshop.
That was me.
Tom Welling owns Photoshop too.
Damn.
What a way to ruin that guy's day, though. Man, you're going to be in the Dark Knight playing young Clark Kent. Well, I am. Oh no, we're just fucking with you. You're not.
April Fools.
I will
but
say,
it's September.
One of the things that I do agree with people when they've seen the trailer, and a lot of people when they saw the prologue at the IMAX before whatever movie showed in front of, is that they do need to fix Bane's voice. You can't have Batman rah, rah, in the movie and Bane rah, rah, you can't do that.
It'd be like watching an interview between Hunter Thompson and Keith Richards. It's like, I don't know what anything is being said.
I can't comment on that because I still I'm not gonna watch the IMAX trailer. I know it's out there. I'm not gonna watch it because this trailer I've seen enough. But at least the trailer I heard with this voice, I don't know what the fuck the complaints were, but like I said, I can't comment because I did not.
It's not from this trailer. It was in when I watched that crappy bootleg prologue that they had, where you can only see half the screen. It did sound like
garbled
Bane
mess.
it sounded like he was a garbled cyborg, and if you put him against Batman, it's gonna be like a dog fighting a robot. I mean,
I know. I can't wait for all the YouTube videos to do their Bane Batman out.
You were not his gay madman. Humanoid outside.
I don't even know what the hell that was. That sounds like it's gonna be. Is that Batman Beyond?
Yeah, no. You know what though? The trailer did do something that I think it meant to do, and that was to show me that they are still trying to go in and concentrate on story and making these characters characters that aren't cartoonish, even though they're set in an exaggerated world. Real characters with serious motivations in what seems like a serious tone movie. Mm-hmm. And when I saw that, I was like, yeah, he has managed to take everything that I thought wouldn't work and somehow make it work within the universe that he set up. I'm looking forward to it.
I can't fucking wait. And with that teaser, that original teaser that they did, honestly, if they didn't even put out on the trailer, I was so pumped because they're continuing, like you can hear in that trailer, in that teaser, that they're obviously continuing that story that was left off from the back one, from the last one, as far as like, them talking about them having to go hunt Bruce Wayne and like, now the city's gone to shit and they need him back. And the fact that that teaser felt like, okay, the stakes are high and everything's going to shit, and they're begging. I mean, Commissioner Gordon is begging Batman to fucking come back and do something because I'm the police and I can't do shit.
You know? Batman, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you have his number, just call him.
And you know, and when you see that last shot of Batman looking exhausted, and you see that Bane's back, like just completely covering the screen, I was just like, holy fuck. All right. Well, that's cool.
You know what? Providing that the Mayans don't destroy the Earth before we can see this movie.
You know what? The Mayans want to see the new Batman.
Yeah, they're waiting. That's what I told people. We were saying in the podcast today, I said the Mayans ain't destroying shit until they at least see the Hobbit. So, so we're all right. So, July 21st, right? 2012.
It's too goddamn long.
I know, man. So we'll see what happens.
Another evil rising. The Batman has to come back.
What if he doesn't exist anymore?
He must. He must.